Hello, everyone. My name is Richard Pratt. Glad to be back again. And just have a simple question. Um, Among some other things I want to just kind of discuss here. What if you had the opportunity to serve in the military and work in a field of your choice? Sounds probably a little crazy for some people. And then I imagine some other people are up for the challenge. Um, I myself never thought that I'd be in the military. I always dreamt about it and I always wanted to do it, but never really saw how it was going to happen or fit into my future and my life. But I'm here, and it all started from a very simple conversation that I had with a recruiter years ago. And we just kind of spoke briefly, and some of the things we spoke about were, some of the benefits of joining. One of them was the educational benefits, the other was the medical benefits, and the third, which seemed like the most fun at the time, was all the training and all the different elite training and traveling you get to do as a service member. So those three things just kind of caught my ear and made me want to know more. Along with that, I come from a family of military folks, Air Force, Army, and Navy, both uncles and both my granddads. So I definitely spoke to them, about my interests and just kind of like let them know what I wanted to do. And of course, they just kind of persuaded me to want to go in their branch of service. But I really wanted to just kind of do my research myself. Um, and in doing that, I discovered that the Army was the best branch for me, mainly because it's the only branch that allows you to pick the job you're going to do. Um, Not only that, you kind of know what your life is going to be like for the next 6 months to a year in terms of training, where you're going to be. So, that was really helpful too because I could, plan and, still have some sort of control in my life because most people's fears when you join the services, the government owns you. You don't know where you're going to be. You're not the boss of you now. Somebody's telling you where to be, what to do, so on and so forth. Um, so for me, I found some comfort in, in knowing that, I would have an idea where I was going to be so I could let my family know. And then also, so I could plan. Um, you know, so I guess the best way to really look at it all, for me in terms of what I wanted to do was, you know, when you go to buy a car, you don't just take the first car you see or test drive. Like you kind of shop around. So, despite having this great conversation with this Army recruiter, I still went and spoke to other recruiters to just find out what they had to offer. Turns out that the Army was just kind of like the best for me, so I went with that. Um, you know, and just to put it very simple and straightforward, I was in college prior to joining, wasn't doing so hot, um, and I started accumulating some bills. And I don't know exactly what the figure was, but it was in the thousands. Like I owed a lot of money in college, and here I am at that point, no degree. I'm still trying to figure out what in the world I was going to do, and things were just getting really tough. So it was perfect timing because the Army had this thing, and I think they may still even have it. I'm not exactly sure, but it's called the Student Loan Repayment Program. In addition to that, with most jobs, there comes bonuses of up to $20,000. So the way that works is you get a $20,000 signing bonus depending on your job. And in other cases, it's 16,000, 12,000, 10,000, 5,000, 2,000, 1,000. So I mean, it really varies. But for somebody who is struggling with tuition and maybe you have some debt, some bills, that's some money that can really come in handy. And all that money is, those bonuses. You get that upon completing basic training and then your advanced training for your job. Um, so for me, it was like, okay, this is a great way for me to get out of this financial hole. Meanwhile, I'm going to have a job. I'm going to have veteran status pretty soon. Along with that comes a bunch of other benefits. Um, and in addition to that, college was going to be free for me now. I could obtain my degree and not have to worry about paying loans back for the rest of my life. Again, I'd have the most awesome job. And when you're in a service, you're viewed in a different light. People love you when you're in the military, no matter what branch you're in. So I mean, there's a lot of cool, perks that come with it. But for me, it was more about having medical benefits. Being able to be an adult, take care of myself. Setting myself up for success. So for me, those were like the most important aspects of why I decided to join. Even to this day, I have no regrets. I love my career thus far, and since joining, I've just grown and I've matured and I've become, physically, you know, more healthy and able, and my mind is much clearer, and I know what my goals are, and I'm constantly around people who are just striving to be better than they were yesterday. And the most awesome part about it is we're serving the country. We're doing something less than 2% of the American population is doing. And I wake up every day and I tie my boots and you know, I walk out the house and I know that I'm doing something, that I love doing. I'm a technician originally, and I work with communication equipment. So, in my job, I'm like really technically, involved in seeing all the different gadgets and gizmos that come out, and that most of you folks don't even have an idea about. So it's another cool part about it. But there's two websites I can recommend for you guys to go and check out if you want to just maybe get some more answers to some questions you may have had. Um, one's called GoArmy.com and the other one is MilitarySpot.com. There's a bunch of others too, but just start with those. Check it out. And if you do have an interest, I guarantee you the military will pay off and it will grow you in a direction that you'd be proud of, and your parents and friends and family in general would just be proud of. But that's my spiel, and I hope I answered some of you guys' questions. But again, go on those websites, check it out, and thanks for your time, and you take care, guys.